the introduction, I'll introduce you guys. So, see here. I'm waiting it. So there's like a. So at this point, everything that we do or say is going to be recorded. The only thing is, it's not. Okay, now it's live.
Oh yeah, it says live.
Yeah. So there's a commercial that always come on.
A commercial.
Okay. All right. So, all right, guys. This is Ty Zen from cryptocurrency.market, and on this fantastic hangout we have today, guys, I have two very special guests. You know, two big players in the crypto investing world. We have YouTubers that broadcast about the technology of cryptocurrencies. We usually try to keep those guys away because that doesn't help us make money. Today I got two guests that are cryptocurrency investors. They broadcast in their unique way. I got one who is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, also known as the Disrupt Meister. I've been waiting for a while to say that, Adam.
It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. I don't know if it came off right, but it's a mouthful. So say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello.
Okay. So we also got Omar Bham from Miami, right? And he broadcasts from the YouTube channel Crypto with the number 0 at the end, Crypto. So say hello, Omar.
Hey, I'm really excited to be here again, Ty. This is the second one. And super excited to actually meet Adam Meister live because I've been watching his stuff.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
Janelle, by the way, inside.
We've never met in person. Yeah, good to see you guys in face-to-face like this.
Yeah, just Steemit posts and blog articles and YouTube. It's good to be live here.
Yeah, so the reason why I had this gathering about Steemit, guys, is that I recently put out a video about why I thought the price of Steemit was falling. And hold on real quick, guys. I keep forgetting this. Before we go any further, right? Can everyone hear us, guys? Please let us know in the chat box, in the YouTube chat box, if you guys can hear us and what city you guys are in, so that before we start the discussion here and the debate about Steemit, guys. If you guys can do that as a favor. Okay. All right, it's loud and clear according to Richie Rich. Okay.
Richie Rich, I know that dude. Hey, man.
Oh yeah, it does sound familiar.
I wish I could see. I wish I could see the names. I can't see the names on the screen. So.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah,
so, same people.
Yeah, so you have to look at the YouTube channel that the audience is watching from. Okay, so everyone says it's good. Okay, so let's go and get started, guys. So the topic of this video, guy, is Steemit, Steemit really legit? And the reason why we are having this powerhouse debate, guys, is because I recently put out a video that talked about the drop in price in Steemit and what my opinions are of why it was dropping. And I believe that people are cashing out on their Steem tokens. And we got the Honorable Grandmaster, Bitcoin Master, Meister, Disrupt Meister, Adam Meister here. He left some comments saying that, he believed that I was pumping Steemit. And so I invited him to have a friendly debate here on our Hangout and discuss it, why he thought that, what his thoughts on Steemit are and why I believe it's doing what it's doing and that I'm not trying to pump it. And then I also brought Omar in from Miami to give his thoughts on it as well. So we'll start by letting Adam speak first. What's your thoughts on Steemit, Adam? What do you think? What do you like about it? What do you do not like about it?
Well, I'll say something positive first about Steemit, the site, because we need to keep Steemit and Steem, the currency, separate. Because you can go onto Steemit, post whatever you want, and make Steem dollars from it. then what I like to do is I take those Steem dollars and trade them in for Bitcoin. So I think Steemit, the platform, is a positive because you can get Bitcoin from it without having to give them a thing. But where the problems start, you can take a look at Tai Zen's Steemit page, and he has posted all of his excellent videos, many of his excellent videos, on his Steemit page. And the one that has made the most money by far is the one that he is saying great, how Steemit could change the world. And that's not his fault for doing that. I mean, he believed that. It was a good video. But it gets upvoted because the whales will upvote something that is like an infomercial for them, because it gets more people excited. It gets more people coming. So what the site has become, unfortunately, is this big infomercial for Steem. And you are encouraged to make more infomercials for them because those are the posts that get the most money, that do the best. And you can check out Tai Zen's Steemit channel yourself to see that that was his best one according to them. And I don't know if it was the best one according to what everyone else would think. But so you acquire these Steem dollars, and there's nowhere really on the site that tells you what to do with them, which is a little strange. But for me, I use it immediately to get Bitcoin because I think it's a great way to get Bitcoin. You also get Steem power. Now, the only way you can get that Steem power out as Steem is if you power down. And I think everyone should be doing that also. And this is where I think Tai and I are on completely different pages here, is because I don't see the point in Steem at all. The Steem, the cryptocurrency, what's the point? It just powers this site. It powers a big infomercial. What is the value in that? Why should anyone purchase this cryptocurrency that powers this infomercial just so you can vote up other people? What you're supposed to think is, oh, it's great. I can now buy Steem, then buy Steem power, and then vote up other people, and I have power. Well, that's not worth anything. I'd rather have my free Bitcoin than play around on this big infomercial site and give them money. I mean, you're taking a really big risk by buying this Steem power. Some people bought it at $3. It's not going back to $3. It's $1 right now. So people are, if they're in that situation where they bought at $3, it's in their best interest to say good things about Steem. I mean, because they cannot get their Steem power out. They cannot get it out for all of it out for 104 weeks. So if you're a guy who bought Steem power, you can't talk down the site really, or else the price is going to go down further, and you can't get your Steem. It's just a never-ending cycle. You cannot get that Steem power out as it drops down, and I feel like the price is going to keep dropping down, definitely.
Okay, and Omar, and by the way, guys, as the links that Adam just referenced, I put it in the chat box, guys. The link to our crypto Steemit crypto channel, and I also put in the link, the specific video where I talk about how Steemit is going to revolutionize online advertising, and that's the one that Adam is talking about, where we got paid really well for it. So, what's your thoughts on that on Steemit, Omar?
Well, as I was saying before, when we were talking before the Hangouts, I think that we're reaching a testing point. We're reaching a breaking point as to whether Steemit will be around for a long time. $1, I would say, is where either we see regular people begin to buy Steem power, which causes the price to get locked up, the market cap to grow on exchanges as well, which is what causes the value to go up. The amount of circulation divided by pretty much what is available on the exchanges. And so I think this is an important point. I don't know if it's going to survive. It could keep going down. It could go all the way down to zero. We see that all these whales that Adam's talking about are powering down. I mean, we see Bernie Sanders powering down. He has a huge amount of Steem that he gets every week for 104 weeks, and he can keep renewing that, and he's going to load that money onto exchanges. Why else would he power down? So he's going to be flooding exchanges with cheap Steem at this price. Price could keep going down unless we see a big influx of new money, which we haven't seen recently. So it'd be interesting to see how Steemit plans on attracting people without all these infomercials, which clearly aren't bringing people in right now. So I don't know what's going to happen. I hope for the best. There are a lot of people that have Steem power locked up because they did buy at these huge prices. And I think it could go back up. I just don't know if it'll hit that $3 mark. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll go all the way back up to $3 again, $4, and ride back down and continually hit new highs. This is untested waters, and it could totally do that. But this is that point we'll find out within the next month, probably.
Okay. And what do you suspect is going to happen in the next month?
In the next month, to be fair, I've focused so much more on Ethereum, and I've focused on different protocols for that. I became disinterested in Steemit, as even though I have so much Steem power locked up myself, it's exactly what's true. I've become very disappointed, really disheartened recently with what gets upvoted. It's true. I had a post make $3,000+ dollars, but it was about steam whales, dolphins, and minnows. It was about whales. It was catered to the importance and the power of whales and how they're pivotal. So it was something that catered and pandered toward the whales. It got upvoted by the whales, and anything else I make just doesn't reach that mark. So to me, that's not fair. That's not a fair system. So something needs to change there. If not at the current, what's currently there is not worth that much, according to me, even though I have a lot of plans.
Okay. All right. So here's my thoughts. In addition to what you guys' thoughts are, your thoughts are, guys, on Steemit. Okay. I believe that Steemit so far is a legit decentralized social media platform, right? Like Adam said earlier, we got to separate the Steem tokens from the Steemit social media website. And okay, so Steem is a token just like any other cryptocurrency, but Steemit is actually something that I believe is very revolutionary because it's the first time that we have an application or a software or a project that is built on top of a decentralized cryptocurrency network that actually invites new users in. I just checked while you guys are talking, and right now Steemit has 1,000 new accounts created every day. Okay. Now, just to give a comparison so that people know if that's a lot or not. Like for example, like my channel, my YouTube channel gets about anywhere between 20 to 50, 60 new subscribers every day. So on a slow day, it's 15 to 20 new subscribers. On a volatile day where the markets are moving, people look to my channel to see what my thoughts and Leon's thoughts are about cryptocurrency. So it goes up to like 50 to 60 new subscribers a day. So that's just to give you guys an idea, a comparison. If you have some of the popular YouTube channels that have like over 1 million subscribers, those channels probably get like over 1,000 new users a day. So Steemit, in my opinion, when they're getting 1,000 new users a day, that is 1,000 new cryptocurrency customers that are coming into the cryptocurrency world each day. And right now they're at 75,000 users ever since they reopened for new registrations. Okay, so in my opinion, we don't have any cryptocurrency on the market right now that attracts 1,000 new users a day. Now, keep in mind, I have no way of being able to verify that that's 1,000 new users a day. Like if I was a computer programmer and I was an evil person and I was using some black hat techniques, I can easily, program my own network to show that it's creating 1,000 new users a day. So that can be easily manipulated or hacked to show that, so the public thinks that they're getting new users a day. But at the rate that they're getting 1,000 new accounts a day, I don't think that it's too out of line for what it's doing. Okay, And I believe that the reason why we have a lot of accusations and a lot of negative beliefs about Steemit is simply because even some of the people that I've talked to that have been around in cryptocurrencies for more than a year, they can't imagine that this social media platform automatically just prints money. Okay, that's the thing that people don't understand, is that how is it just printing money? How is it just making money just because you post something, so just because somebody votes on it? And I think that like if you guys watch my previous videos, I talk about how Steemit is fixing some serious problems because it allows the content creators to get rewarded, to get paid. But I also have a problem with how they get paid because like both you guys say, like whenever I produce a video that talks that markets Steemit or hypes up Steemit or makes Steemit look good, then I get paid for those videos. But if I talk about something else, then I don't get paid for it. And same thing with you, Omar, right? So if you look at all the videos I talk about Ethereum or anything like that, or how to invest in cryptocurrencies, I believe those videos are way more important than my Steemit videos, but none of those get upvoted simply because they don't focus on Steemit. So that's where the part that I don't like is that these whales, or in case you're new to cryptocurrency, the whales are the people who own most of the Steem tokens. I just don't see how that's going to benefit very much for everyone when all the Steem tokens are in the hands of a few people that have the ability to upvote or downvote you. So, and I believe that some of the people that are new to cryptocurrencies, it's hard for them to imagine that this money is real. So as soon as they get paid for an article or a blog, they're cashing it out, whichever portion that they can, and converting it to Bitcoins and then converting it to US dollars. And so that's the reason why I believe is the cause of the price of Steem tokens being pushed down. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. A few comments on what you said. The 1,000 new users a day. You're right. That could be manipulated behind the scenes. It could be a bunch of bots, and they want to have 1,000 new users a day because that gives more value to the cryptocurrency. Because again, the cryptocurrency is what is powering the site. So if the site is growing at a good rate, I mean, they're incentivized to make it look like that site is growing at a good rate. Now, do we know how many people are quitting each day and just abandoning their accounts? No, we don't know that either, and I'm not even going to try to guess that. But I think you're right. A lot of people's questions about the site revolve around they can just print money, they can just print their own cryptocurrency, and yeah, you can understand why people would be a little confused by that. I think the bigger question is, why are Steem dollars? Who is buying the Steem dollars on the exchanges? I mean, that is a really interesting question, because in theory, it could be the big whales could be selling their Steem and then going back and purchasing Steem dollars and still making a profit off the whole thing and just keeping everything elevated. I don't believe for a minute, because people are doing what comes natural, which is selling their Steemit, they're selling their Steem dollars for Bitcoin, that's suppressing the price. I just think a lot of traders and a lot of speculators don't want to speculate on this anymore. They've had enough of it. They've moved on to Monero. They've moved on to other things. I think that's what's bringing the price down. I think a lot of, you can tell, crypto has questions, I have questions. If we're having questions, there are a lot of other people who won't feel like paying $3 or $2 for this coin that really only powers this one site. If the site looks like it's going down the tubes, then of course people are going to lose confidence in Steem dollars and in Steem. And yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say, but that's a big point right there.
I'm totally with that. However, what really gives value to Steem dollars, which is really cool and would make anybody want to buy a Steem dollar, I've even considered buying Steem dollar because The Steem dollar is equivalent to $1 worth of Steem. The problem is that we haven't seen the price of Steem stabilize enough to want to hold Steem dollars. But Steem dollars give you interest, right, to most people. So if you buy a bunch of Steem dollars on an account, it's smarter than buying Steem because the price is going down. Eventually, you can transfer that Steem dollar into Steem if you really believe in the platform, and you'd be getting interest for it if you just hold it in your account. Thank you. She put light on me. But so Steem dollars are a pretty cool thing to hold for that purpose. In a way, and Craig Grant has said this before on his videos, on his channel, it's a cool thing to have because it's better than the US dollar. You're actually getting money back. I actually saw my interest being received on my Steem dollars. I stopped selling my Steem dollars. I am no longer buying Steem Power. I'm no longer buying Steem, but I'm holding those Steem dollars. So honestly, I really enjoy my Steem dollars above everything, but it's just becoming harder and harder to get upvoted as we have that issue. And what's really going to give value, I did want to say, to Steem, versus the Steem price, what's going to give Steemit the social network value is content. How are we going to content creators to make content that is great, amazing, not just about how great Steemit is, but about anything, about the future of mankind, something we can't find anywhere but on Steemit, and brings people to that site to want to read that article, that have no idea about cryptocurrency, and then they see that big button that says deposit Steem Power, and then they're adding value. How are we going to get that content visible and only there? That's the big question to me.
Well, that's up to the whales. And if the whales continue to upvote infomercials, it's going to make people more and more suspicious of what this is really going toward. It really reinforces the tone vase theory that this has been a scam from the beginning. Because you know what? It's really easy to change what the content is. Stop upvoting these infomercials. The guys in charge should start upvoting quality stuff, and then let's see how it works. Then we can judge the site on its content, because right now the content is getting to a point that it's ridiculous. It's one big infomercial. Also, the Steem dollars, though, I wouldn't hold on the Steem dollars because on the exchanges, at first they were worth over $1. Now they're worth around 90 cents. So Steem dollars have lost value compared to the US dollar. So I'd much rather hold a US dollar, and I'd much rather hold Bitcoin.
However, the thing is, if you hold Steem dollars in your actual Steem account on Steemit, it'll take 7 days, but it will turn into an equivalent amount of Steem, which you can immediately move to an exchange and sell for whatever the value it would have been for $1. So at 90 cents, buying a Steem-backed dollar is a very smart thing to do if you have the patience to wait 7 days for it to convert to Steem, which will be worth $1 equivalent, assuming the price has been stable. And then you can sell that for your equivalent amount of Bitcoin.
I'd rather use that Steem dollar and be really patient and wait till 2020 and see how much that Bitcoin is worth that I use that Steem dollar to buy, instead of play these games. Oh, you got to wait a week. I mean, again, people are suspicious about Steem because you get locked in, or you have to wait 7 days for interest. Again, with Bitcoin, you just buy the Bitcoin. It's over with. Forget about it. That's it. And that's why a lot of people, there's a big difference between Bitcoin and Steem. And Steem is also inflationary, and which leads to another suspicion about it. So I mean, there's all these suspicion, and I'm not going to be straight up tone vase about it and say it's a scam, but I'm just saying you should not. I mean, I think my advice is solid. Don't buy any of it. Don't waste your money on any of it. If you want to waste some time, be my guest. You might get. Hey, I have no problem earning like $2 Steem dollars a week. It's better than zero. And that's another thing. I think if the price of Steem goes down to 10 cents, the platform will still exist, because there are going to be people who are like, well, I'd like getting $2 a week. It's better than getting nothing a week. And maybe then they'll finally realize, hey, we have to upvote good content. Or maybe they won't give a darn at all, and they'll just run away with all their money, and that was the plan all along. I don't know.
Okay, so here's my thoughts about Dan and Ned, the creators of the Steemit platform. I really do not see them running off with the money, because the reason why I say that is because they are going to make so much more money by holding on to it and actually making the Steemit social media platform actually work. We have some people that have jumped, that have moved over from YouTube, that have moved over to the Steemit platform that I was surprised at, that I never thought would move over. And these are people, I mean, like in the world of YouTube, just a little quick YouTube education piece here. In the world of YouTube, they really don't pay attention to your channel. And when I say they, I'm talking about the advertisers and YouTube and Google themselves don't pay attention. There's like a 300 subscriber tier, and if I remember it correctly, and then there's up to like a 5,000 subscriber tier, and then to a 10,000 subscriber tier, and then over a 25,000 subscriber tier. All right? So any one of those tiers, they have different value in it. Okay, and right now, the people that are over the 25,000 subscriber tier and over the 50,000 subscriber tier, they are moving over to Steemit. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is that those are not like small-time YouTubers. These are very, very experienced content creators, and when they saw the Steemit platform, they are moving over. I saw a post one time where this Playboy Playmate said that she got 1 million followers.
I remember that.
She posts on there, and then they also another person that many people don't know about is from the cryptocurrency world is that the #1 pickup artist in the world. His name is Neil Strauss. I mean, he came on to and he has one of the biggest followings in the dating and relationship community, and even he created a Steemit account. So, and these guys are heavyweight marketers. These guys are not amateur content creators. These guys are very, very professional content creators, and they've chosen to just think about it. There's hundreds of cryptocurrencies out there, and Steemit is the first cryptocurrency to attract all these heavyweight content creators to come over and use their platform. And so, to me, I think that it's more beneficial and more profitable for the developers and the people who are involved with creating the Steemit platform to actually make it profitable instead of running off with money or trying to cash out and crash the system. I believe that there's, like I said, I'm going to go back to it again, and it's just like what you just said, Adam. I mean, you are telling people that they should just cash out and convert to Bitcoins and hold it. I mean, so you're not the only one that believes that. I believe that most of the users of Steemit, that's what they believe, because they've never seen magic internet money before, and they're not sure if it's real or not, so they're going to cash out just to make sure that it's legitimate money. So,
I think you mentioned these guys coming over from YouTube, major YouTube personalities, that the only cryptocurrency they're embracing is Steem. Well, the only cryptocurrency that's bribing people is Steem. No, Bitcoin isn't being given away for free, or Litecoin isn't being given away for free. Steem is the only cryptocurrency that's being given away at this site. So of course they're going to jump over and embrace this crypto because they're getting it for free just by posting their regular articles on a new platform. So I mean, they're not doing it because they necessarily believe that the platform is awesome. They're doing it because they want money. They're being bribed basically. I mean, it's the only cryptocurrency that's being given away in this manner, and so you got to look at it that way too. It's special in that way, but that's kind of a sketchy way of special. So I wouldn't say, oh, Steem is awesome just because these guys are embracing it. They're embracing it because they're being bribed by it. So.
Okay, so I'd like to add something to that, Adam. If you guys look at our official Steemit crypto market account, okay, you guys will notice that we have quite a bit of Steem in there. We purposely locked it up. My partner and I, LeonFood.com, we purposely locked it up in there to do research on the Steemit platform. And the reason why we made the decision to do that, and when we did it, we each put in, I think it was 5 Bitcoins each. to lock it up in Steem Power. So that's not a small amount. You know,
No.
that's a pretty sizable amount, especially when Bitcoin was worth $600-700. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why we made the decision to do that is so that you guys know is not because we were bribed or not because we believed that we were going to make money from the content, because the content we put on we make money from investing in cryptocurrency. We don't make money from the YouTube ads or from ads on our website or any of that dumb nonsense, because you only get paid like maybe 5 cents for every 1,000 views or some stupid nonsense like that. So our money is made in investing and trading in cryptocurrencies, not on relying on these ads, okay? But Leon and I have created content on the internet for several years now, and we've had, you know, a very successful cryptocurrency channel, and we locked up that money in the Steem Power, and we invested into the Steem tokens and the network and the whole idea of Steem itself and Steemit, because we believe that it solves some very, very critical problems that exist online. One is that the content creators are not being rewarded because it goes to the middleman, goes to the advertisers, right? Number two is the people that are curating the content and filtering out good quality content from the poor quality content, they're not being paid. So Steemit solves that problem. And then the other one is that the spam, okay? The spam, we have a lot of spammers and we have a lot of trolls, and there's nothing on the internet right now that Leon and I have seen that fixes that problem, the spam and the trolling. And the Steemit, by, you know, downvoting people and pushing them to the bottom so that they don't make money, that right there takes away their incentive to spam people and to troll people. And then the last one is plagiarizing content. Like, we got so much people plagiarizing content. I mean, I see channels that download my content, they download Adam Meister's content, Omar's content, and put it on their blog and website, and they never give us credit for it. I mean, and there's nothing out there that can stop that. And Steemit is the first platform that I've seen that has a solution to it. It may not be the best solutions to get rid of the trolling and the spam, the spammers and the trolls, or the plagiarizing of other people's content, but it is a solution that is working, because when you get downvoted for plagiarizing someone else's content or stealing their content, right, that takes away your ability to make money from your Steemit account. And so those four are the main reasons why we made the decision to invest in Steemit. And like anything, if you guys have been following us for a long time, you guys know that we don't believe anything is a big hit until it becomes a big hit. And we're willing to put a little bit of money in each one of these different decentralized social media projects, like Steemit, like Scenario, and things like that. And when Akasha comes out, we'll put a little bit in that too. And then if one of it, even if we lose on most of it, but if one makes a big hit, right, then we got paid for it. So that's the reason why we put money into and convert to Steem Power. And we knew at the time that we did it that there's a high potential that the Steem tokens will go down in value, and that we will lock up our money for 2 years. So we did it knowing that.
Steemit is a very exciting platform for that reason. I mean, for content creators, you're a content creator. Adam Meister's a content creator. You're doing this stuff, YouTube, you're right, it pays you nothing. You have to get a bunch of subscribers, you have to do it constantly, views, and most of that money does not go to you. It goes to YouTube, to the advertisers. I mean, you're making very paltry sums, especially if you're making really high quality content. But I mean, I had Janelle, she's an artist. She writes, she draws. Imagine an artist who does really cool art by hand. They're not being recognized these days. I can't think of a platform that, besides you opening a gallery with your really cool paintings or whatever, that will bring you money. But that takes a lot of money to do. So an artist who has a lot of talent is not being recognized necessarily, or even being found these days, especially if they're not the kind to go out there and put themselves out there, and that want to do that for a living, just drop. But they have fun doing that. And if they do a really cool piece, like she does, she writes a really cool, does like a really cool sketch, and she'll write a story about how that came to be, very personal. And she's made some money on Steemit without having put some in. Now she did lock some in. But she made some money without it, and the incentive for a lot of people to come in is this free Steem. So the issue also for investors, it's this way imbalance for investors. Sure, the platform will be around forever because people always want to get paid, and even if it's a 10 cents, people will be putting up content and doing this. The real issue is whether it's smart to invest at this price or not, because we're all trying to get our money back. But the cool thing is, if it is locked up in Steem Power, you're watching that number constantly rise, which is why I put something like $5,000 US into it, and it's still worth more than that, all of that. It's worth something like $8,000 now. It hit something like 18,000, something ridiculous at some point. But yeah, I mean, it's still expanding the whole system with that inflation and causing your value to kind of stay around the same until it gets lower than my original investing point, which would be around 75 cents. But yeah, I guess we're in it to win it. Well, I hope it works out well. We're watching people like her making money, so I mean, it's how many of those people will get paid, watch Steem dollars into their account, be recognized after putting up a really quality post and not watching it go across the feed and keeping it visible so that other people can find that content and upvote it, rather than just hope it's upvoted by a whale within the first minute that you put it up. If not, it's lost forever.
I wanted to say two quick things. I didn't want to imply that like Tai Zen was being bribed or anything like that, because exactly what he said, he hasn't spent any of what he's earned. You can look at his account. The Playboy model is being bribed though. These people who are just jumping on now, they're being bribed basically. I mean, and the question that they need to be asked, I would love to hear them say, do you think buying Steem Power is good? Do you think buying Steem is a good thing? I think they're going to say yes because they're being bribed. Second thing I wanted to say is that Ty brought up 4 points of why he enjoys the Steemit platform, what it solves. It might have been more than 4 actually, and I think a lot of those points are still theoretical. I think they're still theoretical because people are plagiarizing on there still. There are trolls on there still. There are issues still with the content, obviously. If it was run properly, I think, yes, it would solve some of these issues better than it is right now. I think there's a lot of, what a lot of people say about the site, oh, it's got great content, is all theoretical. Because if you actually investigate the entire thing, there's some issues though that don't have to even exist, because in theory they don't have to be, spammers will get voted down, copied content will get voted down, good content will be voted up by the people with the most power. But we're definitely not there yet. I invite people to go to this site, explore it themselves, and they'll find all sorts of interesting things about it. But Ty, what he's trying to say is, as an investor, he thought, this has a lot of potential, and I think a lot of people thought it had think it has a lot of potential still, probably because of what it supposedly solves. So let's see if they really try to solve these problems, because Dan or whoever the guys are that are in charge, they could solve these problems. They could do that, or they could just use it as an infomercial and keep on boosting up the value of what they have. So, and I'm not saying they're going to run away necessarily. Them powering down is a slow jog away, though. I mean, they're extracting value from it now. They are, and Ty, you're not doing it, and I think you should be doing it, because if they're doing it, you should be doing it, at least with your Steem dollars. Because again, Ty, I think you're an example to people. And I think when you say these things that imply that Steem Power is okay and holding it is okay, that other people are going to follow in your footsteps. And I think that is a tremendous mistake. Again, you're going to say, well, that's your opinion, Adam. I think when we look back on this in 3 years, a lot of people are going to be like, oh man, I wish I hadn't said what I said, that, to keep this Steem Power that people got locked into it, because this is a whole new concept in cryptocurrency, locking into it. But it isn't a new concept in Ponzi schemes. I mean, you get locked into things with the cloud mining. You get locked into a time period where you can't get your money back, and that's similar to Steem Power. Not that it's a Ponzi scheme, or you can see what Tone Vase says about that. I'll refer to him on that.
Okay, I'll comment on top of what you just said there, Adam, and like the reason why we brought all three of us on together, guys, is that we have a different opinion, and I want you guys to see that. Okay, and as long as someone shares their opinion on it, and they're just not telling other people they're trolls or they're just pumping and dumping things like that, then I want you guys to hear it. So Adam has his opinion on what his thoughts are on Steem Power, Steem dollars. Omar has his, and I have mine. And it's up to you guys to listen to it and see what it does. When LeonFood.com and I invest in a cryptocurrency, one of the biggest things that we look for is does it solve a real world problem? Is there a real world problem that they are trying to solve, and is that a legitimate solution? And in this particular case, because Leon and I have been we've been broadcasting on the topic of cryptocurrencies since 2013. Okay, this is not the only YouTube channel I have. I have other YouTube channels that have 10 times the amount of subscribers, and this is a problem that I have noticed. I've been on YouTube since 2009. Okay, and I have other channels. And the key is that the content, Steemit is the first solution that LeonFood.com and I have seen that are legitimate solutions. Now, I agree 100% with what Adam Meister is saying, is that these are just in theory, it's still being worked on, but this is how, as a cryptocurrency investor, the advantage that we have is that we get to look at the cryptocurrency in its early stages of development. The more risk that you take, the more the reward is. For example, I made over 4,000% on Ethereum, and many people did. Okay, I know many people that made over 5,000%. Like almost everybody, every one of my friends that I know have made over 2,000–3,000% profit on Ethereum. However, keep in mind that if I told you guys this, okay, that, hey, are you willing to give your money to a scrawny little nerdy kid out of Switzerland in Europe that you don't know, you've never met him, right? He's 19 years old, you've never met him, he claims to be, everybody thinks that this guy's a genius in cryptocurrency and software, he could be the next Mark Zuckerberg or something, right? And you're going to give him all your money, and then he's going to keep it for a year or more before he even shows you what the software looks like, and then even when he does show you the software, you're going to have no clue if it's even good or not, or if it even works, right? You would think that I'm crazy, but when you take that kind of risk, that's how you get paid a 10x or a 20x or a 30x profit on your money. So now,
can I ask a question? How far do you think the price will go then, Taizen? What do you think is the ultimate potential price of Steemit, maybe within the next 5 years? What do you, as an as a big-time investor?
Here's the thing, right? If we look at the Steemit, the Steem tokens, right? They have the potential. Right now, it's at we know that the lowest that it can go is to nothing, right? So right now it's at 99 cents on cryptocurrency, crypto coin market cap. It says that it's at 99 cents. We know that at one point Bitcoin was up over $1,000. So we know that there's a potential for any, Bitcoin has gotten up to $1,000 before. So we know that that is possible. We know that Litecoin has gotten up to $50 before, and we know that that it is possible for a cryptocurrency to get up to the $50 range, to the $1,000 range, even if only one has done it before in the past. Okay, so obviously on the low end it can go to zero or be worthless. No cryptocurrency ever really goes to zero. I mean, look at even Dogecoin. It's still at 38 satoshis. So nothing ever really goes to zero, right? Even all the cryptocurrencies that I've invested in that was a complete flop and it was a complete failure, the most I lost is like 75–80% on my money. So even then it's not that bad. Okay, so when we look at this, okay, we got to look at, okay, what's the potential? We don't know what the potential is. Could it go to $50, $1,000? Nobody knows, but that's the risk that we take by getting in early. So if you can afford it, and if you can afford to lose that money and it doesn't kill you, it doesn't make you homeless, it doesn't make you live in a car or something, okay, then you know, I don't want to see you, Omar, invest in the cryptocurrency, and then 5 years from now,
Dang it, you got me.
That car that you're in is your residence. You know, you're not living in one of those Miami apartments anymore. You're living in your car. That would not be a good investment. But if it's something that's not going to kill you if you lose everything, right? Then I am willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that risk to get in early before the technology is fully developed.
That's smart. It's a cool thing to do with your channel, to have investors. I mean, and it has returned a big sum for you before. It's not like you have no. You have like it looks like a good a set of categories that you and LeonFood.com look for when looking for a blockchain, such as does it solve a real world problem, which is not just coming from the ether. From up there. So it's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So here last thing. Each of us will get one more opportunity here, you know, to share our thoughts. One last thing, and then we'll wrap it up, guys. The topic is this: is that what are your thoughts? Should people buy, sell, or hold, or not what people should do, but what would you personally do?
Well, what I'm personally doing is whenever I'm powering down, and every week I get like 7 Steem, which I immediately sell. I'm still posting stuff on there, so I'm getting Steem dollars, which I sell every week also when I sell my Steem to get Bitcoin. And I have no price prediction for Steem because I think it will be worthless soon enough. I can't not worth, but pennies eventually. I think unless they come up with some miracle and make the content good, but I don't think they're really going in that direction. I wanted to say that there are very smart people out there. A guy named Vinny Lingham who says that Bitcoin is going to be $3,000 by the end of 2017. And I guess you can say I'm conservative, whatever. I'm trying to get as much Bitcoin as possible because right now Bitcoin is what? It's worth 600, so that would be a 5x right there. But for me, if just by the year 2020, if Bitcoin gets up to 1,000, I'll be happy because that's good. If you have a lot of Bitcoin, it goes up by that much. So try to get more Bitcoin. That's my whole point. Don't play games and risk on something that's inflationary and that you have to lock into with the Steem power. Because Steem is inflationary. We don't know how it's going to end up, and the Steem power lock-in thing is kind of sketchy.
Okay. Your thoughts, Omar?
My thoughts, what I've come to basically is that I'm powering down. That's where I'm at. I had started powering down, and I noticed that almost immediately the amount of money that I made per week per blog post went down. So I think whales caught on to the fact that I was powering down. They didn't necessarily like that, and I seem to be almost blacklisted. I'm no longer being upvoted by them. So I stopped powering down. I put a post about that, made a few more bucks. And I said, screw this. I'd rather power down and have the control to either power up again with that Steem by having it in my wallet or not. So I like having that ability to put it on the exchange, but I want to control my money. So I'm continuing to power down. I have the choice to power up if the price goes up, but either way, I control it. And I'm still watching the Steem power go up due to inflation. So either way, every week I'm up. So I'm doing that right now. I do believe with Adam Meister that Bitcoin, it hasn't begun to see the effects of the halvening. And I've talked about that before. I totally agree with that. I think, as he says, to gather 10 Bitcoin should be a nice thing to do because it put you in the 1% of people who hold Bitcoin. And if you're in the 1% right now in fiat money, you can imagine how much money these people have. So as we see flights of money from the economy, we've seen the economy going down, or the stock market in the last 2 days drastically dropping, including today the Dow went down again. I think this might be the beginning of the recession. I'm sure it's going to happen. It's going to keep getting propped up until the election, perhaps. But Yellen of the Fed is going to be talking tomorrow, Friday, and giving talks about the interest rates or not. And so we might see big flights of money, not just from the US, but as we see Deutsche Bank Europe collapsing into cryptocurrency. And the most obvious one right now that everyone knows, and when I talk about cryptocurrency, like, oh, like Bitcoin, they don't even know what it is, but the Bitcoin is the first thing people think of. It's first going to come to Bitcoin and then possibly Ethereum, because it's getting easier to buy as we watch Coinbase adding it. Today, Europe people can buy it, Ether and Bitcoin on their mobile wallets, on their phone. That got released today. So people are going to have the choice once they realize that Ether exists, that it's much quicker, and it's got smart contract functions. And I'm excited for DevCon too. So I'm parking most of my money right now in Ether. That's just my belief. I think that's the easiest way for the market cap to double and you to get double your money, or even 10x, 100x, versus Bitcoin going to 2,000 or 3,000. It might take a little longer, but then again, looking at charts, it could happen tomorrow. So what do I know? That's where I'm at.
All right. Well, I will agree with Omar and Adam Meister about the stability of Bitcoin. Whenever I make trades or invest, whenever I cash out, I actually cash out into the form of Bitcoin. So I do agree with both you guys, and I think that most serious cryptocurrency investors will keep their funds in the form of Bitcoin before anything else. And I do agree with Omar that I have a strong feeling that Ethereum will be the second quote unquote stable currency in the cryptocurrency world that has high value. So I do agree with that. Now, where I disagree with the two of you guys is that Adam Meister believes in cashing out every penny that he makes from Steemit. Omar, you have along the same lines. I will let you guys know that LeonFood.com and I have no plans to power down. Matter of fact, even if they say that it takes 2 years before you can get it all out or whatever, we have no interest in doing that. Okay? We are going to either Steemit is going to go to the moon and do what Ethereum does, and they actually solve those 4 problems of paying the content creators, paying the curators, getting rid of the trolls and the spammers, and reducing the plagiarizing of content. Either Steemit is going to solve that problem, or they're not. If they solve that problem, then I believe that we are going to make 10, 20, 30, 50x, okay? And the investment that we put in it is small enough to where even if we lose most of it, it's not going to kill us. We're not going to be living under a bridge or living in a car, right, unless that's our choice, okay? We're not going to become a pauper because of that, okay? And I'm going to say, like always, don't put money into this unless you can afford to lose it, okay? So that's my thoughts. So we got a group of investors out here that is going to cash out everything they get from Steemit, and then we got people like myself and LeonFood.com. We have no interest in cashing it out. Now, if you guys do see us do it, it's because we're testing the system. Okay, so if we do decide to do it, we'll let you guys know. We report to you guys and let you guys know what the results of our testing is. Okay, but as far as cashing out to make a profit from it, we believe that this is a long-term project, and we have no intentions of powering down or cashing out at any time soon. Okay, so that's our thoughts. Let's get a couple of questions from the audience here, guys. If you guys have a question for any 3 of us, please type in the name of my name or Omar or Adam, and we'll answer it for you. And please also state the city that you're in. Right?
Janelle has it here on her phone. She has the comments, so she's here reading me stuff. Somebody said they paid for a stripper in Ethereum last night. That was pretty entertaining.
Okay. I've paid for several kilos of silver before from Provident Metals. I bought several kilos of silver from them with my Bitcoins before. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I know that that's possible. So Joe Conway asks, Conway says that you shouldn't pump to your audience. No, not sure what he exactly means by that. We're sharing our thoughts as investors, so it's up to you what you want to do, right? Joe Conway also says, are you a certified investor training? Not sure what that means, but I don't know. Are you guys certified in anything?
No.
at Starbucks.
Okay, how about this? How about this? I, Taizen, now certify Adam Meister as a cryptocurrency investor, and I now certify Omar as a cryptocurrency investor because you guys are broadcasting about cryptocurrencies when other people are not.
It's a new field. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So, okay, is Scenario
Forget
the
that
same
guy.
as Steemit? Scenario is also in the bucket, guys, of, I'll give you my thoughts. Scenario is in the bucket of social media, decentralized social media, and myself and LeonFood.com also put a little bit of money into that also. So we don't know how far it's going to go, but that's what it is. Any thoughts from you guys about Scenario real quick? Just a quick thought. We can make it more in-depth later in a separate hangout.
I thought it seemed more complex than Steem. I don't know much about it. I quickly looked. The page looked nice. It looked professional.
Okay. Omar?
I did the same thing. I went to the page. It looks legit. You can sign up for the mailing list for when they release the official alpha, I believe. But I've been reading that it actually solves a lot of the problems that Steemit has. A lot of them apparently, and it's gonna be a bigger platform that's it's like Ethereum. It's gonna have a lot more functionality, which Steemit does hope to have eventually. It's gonna have a market so you can sell stuff on, but it's not there yet. This is gonna be apparently bigger, so it might be a smart thing. I'm probably gonna pick some up to at least hold AMP, I believe it's called, and you can buy some already on the exchanges and hold it, and that might have its serious pump very, very soon. So I don't know, might be a smart thing to hold at least a little bit of.
Yeah. The price is going up as we're speaking right now, but I don't think it's because of us. Okay, so if you guys can keep your questions related to Steemit, guys, because you guys are asking about Scenario and some of the other stuff, let's just try to keep it. Ty, what about Singular DTV? I did some research on that. I don't see the problem they're trying to solve, so I stopped looking at it. Okay, Scenario is not Steemit, right? Brendan Wilson.
Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, Singular DTV, I talked about it in one of my last videos. I think one problem that it solves is that I studied actually acting. I have a degree, a BFA in performance. So I got 3 agents in Miami, and I would go out. And one of the first things I did was I was an extra. And it took me 9 months to get paid. I kept asking my agents, like, what about this? What about this? She's like, oh, in 2 weeks. It took 9 months to get paid because I figured that's how long it took for the contracts to get arranged, for the money to get divvied out by people. But if we had something like Singular DTV, some sort of easy smart contract mechanism for the film industry, then that could have happened immediately. As quick as some viewer buys something, you get that money in your account as an actor or content somebody who partakes in creation of it. And I think that's one problem that solves that I look forward if it gets adopted.
If that's the case, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem.
There's a lot of problems. It's archaic. It's slow.
Yeah, okay. So I'll definitely have to look into that some more then, or maybe we can discuss that some more in a separate hangout, because if that's the case, then that definitely is a real-world problem that needs to be solved, right? You have any thoughts on that, Bitcoin Meister?
Just buy more Bitcoin. That's my answer to everything that doesn't involve Bitcoin.
Are you a Bitcoin maximalist like Tone Vey?
Not to his level, but sort of. I mean, I wouldn't mess with these ICOs and new things until you really understand. I mean, in terms of speculations, I only speculate on a few altcoins, and it's just my portfolio is basically all Bitcoin. That's just. I love how you said when you cash out into Bitcoin. So many people say that now. I think it's totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Yeah. Hey, if Tone Vey was on a scale of 1 to 10, if Tone Vey was a 10 on the Bitcoin maximalist scale, where would you put yourself, Adam?
Well, he definitely is 10, and you have helped his reputation to get to 10, and I hope he does well with that. I'd be 9. I'd be a 9.
Oh. I'm not sure how I contributed to his reputation.
You said that he was like the biggest one. I mean, and I thought that was a great compliment. I mean, Bitcoin is the biggest cryptocurrency, and if you are the biggest maximalist of the biggest cryptocurrency, then you're going to do well. So you proclaimed him like he has it on his Twitter, pinned on the top of his Twitter, your video where you talk about him and stuff. So you can, yeah. I mean, you did a great job. I thought it was great, and he thought it was great also. I mean,
no, he is. Like LeonFood.com and I said, hey, you know, we were talking about Bitcoin maximalists, and we said, hey, who do you think is the biggest Bitcoin maximalist out there? And then and I said, I'll bet you we're gonna come up with the same guy. And he goes, that guy Tone V or Tone Vey, and I go, exactly, the guy from New York. And we just both laughed about it.
He is the one, because he doesn't like any. I mean, he calls most altcoins scams. Most altcoins are scams in his eyes.
Yeah.
I think Litecoin is the only real. And he said something about Monero that was nice once, but I mean, I don't want to quote him or anything like that. The point is he is the maximalist. And
he actually has to be careful, because if he gives a thumbs up on, even a half thumbs up on any altcoin, I'm going to have to sell the house and put all my money into it, man.
He's got to. You're right. I agree totally. He does now have to be careful.
Yeah, he actually has to be careful, because I have a set of reserve bitcoins, the Tone Vey reserve, you know, that when one day he's gonna say, you know, I'm Tone Vey and I approve of this Bitcoin or this new altcoin, you know, I'm gonna load up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Any other last questions before we wrap it up?
There was this.
Tone Vey's, somebody said Tone Vey's is a fucking goofball and he needs to be slapped. You know? And I don't know. He's from New York, so I'm not going to be the one that's going to slap him. He might shoot me or something. I don't know. Let me see here. So let's wrap it up, guys. I'm going to leave the link to Adam's channel in the description, and to Crypto's channel in the description. And if you guys can send me the Twitter for your Twitter handle, Adam, I'll leave it in the description too. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and be sure to make sure that you guys subscribe to Adam Meister's channel. He has a different view about cryptocurrency investing, guys, than I do, and so does Omar. So if you guys want different views on currencies before you guys invest into it, you know, guys, make sure that you guys subscribe to their channels and leave comments on their channels on their videos as well. I know Adam makes a lot more videos than I do, and so does Omar. So you guys will get a bunch of information that you guys don't have to do research on. So check them out, follow them on Twitter, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and we'll catch you guys in a video, guys. So thanks for watching this, and this will conclude the broadcast, guys.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. It was great.
Thank you.